Well, guys, we're talking about desserts this morning, and there's two themes here. There's chocolate and, believe it or not, alcohol. Now, this is not the kind of stuff where you're going to be able to get drunk, but booze actually makes for very good desserts. And so to talk to us this morning, and even more importantly, let me have a taste, we have Diana Lovett here from the Cissé Trading Company.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. It's just not something I would have thought of. I usually keep my chocolate with my chocolate, but we got a whole row of boozy desserts.
Exactly. Are you ready to eat some yummy stuff this morning?
Yes, I am.
It's been a long winter, so I think we're all ready for some relief, right? And what's better than booze and chocolate?
Nothing. Hibernating afterwards.
Seriously, right. So I have three things for you to try this morning.
Okay.
The first one is a milk chocolate chip brownie with a caramel whiskey sauce. So I'm going to have you put that together. So the brownie's all done. I recommend starting with a good mix like my own.
Just have a bowl with the brownie in here.
Yep, exactly. And then take a scoop of ice cream.
Okay.
Perfect.
That I can do.
Are you a pro?
I was going to mess this up.
No, you're perfect.
You asked me 6 times.
You're perfect.
Are you sure?
You're perfect. You got it. You've done this before.
I messed this up.
No, you're perfect.
All right.
And then add the caramel sauce.
The caramel sauce.
Drizzle it on top.
Now, listen, I'm not really a hard alcohol person so much,
well,
so I wouldn't have thought that caramel, oh, this is very viscous.
Yeah, yummy.
It is thick.
Exactly. Now, the most important part is tasting it.
It reminds me of Thanksgiving gravy.
It's totally, it's amazing. So while you're taking a bite of that, I'm just going to talk people through how you make the caramel sauce.
Yep.
So caramel sauce sounds like it's really hard to make, but it's actually not. So to start off with, how are you doing over there? Good. You need a moment by yourself.
Fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be over here.
Exactly. Okay. So you add the sugar to a bowl. You pour some water on top of it to make sure all of the sugar gets wet.
Okay.
And then you're going to boil it on the stovetop. So you make sure it's all covered with water. You boil it on the stovetop until it bubbles up a nice caramelly color.
It's like we're making a simple syrup.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. But then you keep boiling it. And then once it starts to cool, you take it off the heat and you add the heavy cream, swirl in the butter, a little bit of salt, and some whiskey. It's that easy.
How much?
So for the whiskey, it's 3 tablespoons or less. Yeah, you don't want to add too much. You know, this is definitely a fun treat for the over 21 crowd.
Right.
But we don't, want them to get.
And yet you taste it. It's very, it's granular. It's very sugary, but the whiskey flavor is distinct.
Yeah.
And yet, even if you're not a whiskey drinker, I'm not. It's not my thing. It
Still
works.
yummy.
It works. I don't know. I don't know why. I do.
So now I actually have a couple of other things for you to taste. Are you ready to play a guessing game?
Yeah, I'm going to try and guess the...
Okay, so you're going to try and guess...
There's no way I win at this.
Okay.
Either I'm stupid or I look
No,
like
you
I know
totally
too
got
much.
this.
Okay.
So this has another type of booze in it. It's a dark chocolate cake from my mix, and then it has a type of booze in the frosting. It's a
rum.
How did you get it?
Nailed it. How about that one over there?
For the next one? So this one has pecans on it and another type of alcohol. So I'm going to give you a bite of it, and you're going to use all of your sleuthing powers to figure it out.
And while I'm guessing real fast, just tell us about Cissé Trading Company. Why is fair trade chocolate?
Definitely.
Okay.
So our company is a small business, and we source our cocoa from farmers in the Dominican Republic from a cooperative called Fundapo, and we reinvest into the community. So when people buy our mixes, we're able to invest in community development projects such as clean drinking water wells and health clinics. So it tastes good and does good. Okay, what are your thoughts on this?
It's good. I can't place it. What is it?
So it's a type of alcohol that's from the South, associated with Kentucky.
Oh, bourbon.
Yes, exactly. So this is a dark chocolate cake with a caramel pecan bourbon sauce.
I know, it's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I know, and go online, read about why fair trade chocolate is important. We couldn't get into it. It's much more important than you actually think. But guys, I'll bring some of this down. I promise.
We might have to double check your analysis there, Tim, just to be sure.
Really, really big bite.
Just a large piece.
Yes, chunk.